welcome. This is the ENSC 300 Nightly News. This is Maya Feinstein. Let's get into it. The IPCC reports that there is a longer wildfire season because of climate change. So we see this lengthening in wildfire seasons, and there is an increase in the area burned across the globe. We also see that over time, there has been a decline in average rainfall. Now we're going to pass it on to Itzel Duran, who is going to speak about how this trend has specifically impacted Lahaina in Maui County, Hawaii.
Thank you, Maya. Recently, the Lahaina Maui wildfire began on August 8, affecting over 21,000 acres of land. It started in Maui County and took over the lives of 150 people and destroyed over 2,000 homes. The fires also damaged over 800 businesses, with 7,000 employees being affected. This has increased Hawaii's unemployment rate immensely and has also left many citizens homeless. Now passing it to Peri in regards to how the community has been affected.
Thank you, Itzel. I'm Peri Weiser, and when it comes to coping, Lahaina is definitely trying their best. The grief, stress, and fear that results from a wildfire can result in dramatic mood swings, depression, flashbacks, and relational strain, according to the American Psychological Association. To try and help, hotels in West Maui have temporarily stopped accepting bookings of future reservations and are housing their employees and families. The state also has set up a referral program to let vacation rental owners in Maui temporarily house displaced residents. Citizens have felt a lack of help from the U.S. government and have said that it is mainly just the communities counting on each other and their ancestral practices to guide their way out of this disaster. As a part of Dr. Ali's Earth Systems and Policy class, together we have researched potential solutions for the community of Lahaina. Now I'll pass it to Itzel with more.
Thank you, Peri. Some of the solutions we have come up with is how the law enforcement has implemented itself before and after these tragedies occurred. For instance, in Australia, who experienced a similar wildfire in 2020, had already implemented the Bush Fire Management and National Environmental Law back in 1999, in which they regulate and manage fire prevention. Since then, they have updated the regulations at least every year. For instance, some of the regulations they've updated has been the presence of fuels in forest or grassland area, slowing down and sometimes ceasing the spread of bushfires, and providing easier access routes for firefighters to reach and extinguish the fire. Comparing it to the Lahaina Maui fires, due to its costs and expenses and lack of supplies, they weren't able to have that same prevention as the Australian wildfires had. And due to their lack of resources in their island, the Fire Management Assistant, also known as FEMA, assisted the fire. However, since then, the community has been working together in order to recover the island.
Another issue that I didn't realize before researching Hawaii was that Hawaii has an affordable housing shortage, and this causes a large homeless population in the area. This leads to people cooking outside, which could increase the risk of more fires. A group of young locals in Hawaii started a movement called Housing Hawaii's Future to talk about this issue. Since Lahaina has been partly destroyed, these activists are calling for more affordable housing as Lahaina starts to rebuild its community. Part of this housing crisis issue is that the living costs are so high in Hawaii. There is also low income for a lot of families and slow economic growth because of Hawaii's heavy reliance on tourism. 40% of Hawaii's GDP is from tourism. A lot of these tourism jobs for families have low wages. Another big part of Hawaii's economy is that most of their food grown is for exports. There's also a heavy reliance on coal and petroleum exports. Some solutions to the slow economic growth and the housing crisis could be to diversify Hawaii's economy and increase food self-sufficiency. One solution is investing in renewables, as the demand for coal and petroleum may decrease in the age of greening energy. To increase food self-sufficiency and green jobs in Lahaina, Lahaina should join the Ulupono Initiative. The Ulupono Initiative has invested in companies like Blue Ocean Mariculture that sustainably harvests fish off of the Hawaii coast. The Ulupono Initiative has also invested in a company called Lighthouse. This company helps reduce carbon emissions in its buildings and increases revenue for commercial property owners. Hawaii can invest in this Green Jobs Initiative with construction jobs to build these houses and green energy jobs for the solar and other renewable technologies. Overall, Lahaina needs to start the Green Jobs Initiative to diversify their economy and rebuild Lahaina with affordable green housing. Yes, this means less resorts and hotels for tourists. Straying away from the tourist economy and putting more funds into this Green Jobs Initiative and diversifying their economy will help rebuild Lahaina. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I'm Maya.
I'm Itzel.
I'm Peri.
And this has been the ENSC 300 Nightly News. See you next week.